Tonight's episode is brought to you by Curses. When you want your title to go to Penta, curse the champion. Tonight on Ramblers Unleashed. Who is that hosting the show? Why did Baron almost miss the show this week? Hint, it has to do with Liv Morgan. Why is Max talking about Undertaker? All this and more next on Ramblers Unleashed.
Warning. This video contains super awesome content not suitable for people who don't enjoy super awesomeness. Viewer discretion advised.
The wrestling podcast that sets all other podcasts apart. Covering news from the world of WWE, AEW, TNA, and more. Your favorite weekly episodic podcast, Ramblers Unleashed, starts now.
Well, hey there, hi there, ho, there it is, me. I am back, better than ever with my buddies and with you too, of course. Thank you for choosing us tonight, hanging out with us on Ramblers Unleashed. Hope you're having a great week and back there. Glad to be back here, guys. It's been a minute since I've actually messed with our software that we use to host this show, but thank God for the Baron because I would have been freaking lost. Honestly,
listen. No. Yeah. Love you guys. But if you had been backstage hearing what I was hearing before the show, you'd be calling that bullshit. Okay, I love these guys, but this one's high and this one forgot it all. And here I am just sitting here going, oh shit.
You got to give me, you got to give me some sort of credit because I haven't been here in how many? It's been a few months since I've been here. So.
What did you label yourself the last time you were on this show, Dizzy?
Part-timer?
I want you to change your name right above there to Dizzy, part-timer. That's what I want. That's what I wanted to say now because that's always gonna fucking stick with me because I used to have a guy I used to work with. And that's all he ever called himself, part-timer. I can't do that. I'm part-timer. I'm like, this motherfucker. So that word part-timer sticks with me all the time. So you know what? From here on out, it's Dizzy the part-timer for me.
I am Roman Reigns of the show. I'm just saying. Fellas, it's really hold on now.
I love you, but you're more the Brock Lesnar of the show. You come in, you tear shit up, you leave. Roman comes in and tells a compelling
Dizzy
story.
that much, okay? I do not hate Dizzy to the.
Did you hear what I said though, Baron? Dizzy comes in, tears some shit up, and then leaves again. Roman actually sticks around long enough to tell a story.
Oh,
fair enough. Fine.
Ouch, man.
Fine.
Damn. Well, fuck. I guess we can go ahead.
Crazy that we have missed you so fucking much. We're busting a little balls today.
Chicago Max is back. That's how much he missed me. He said, I got to bring back Chicago Max.
Where's the glasses?
Where are those glasses, Chicago Max? Before we get to our intros.
Shaved the head.
Yeah.
Got the glasses.
Yeah.
Heel Max is out in full effect. The Dizzy is back, part-timer. Dude, it's going to be great, man.
There's Chicago.
Oh shit! In the hat, too.
In the house, baby, in the house.
You want Chicago Max? You got Chicago Max.
All
now
right.
Listen, you're over here talking about being a part-timer, and I say bullshit to that. And let me tell you why I say bullshit to that. You see this over here, up and down this side? These guys enjoy having you around. We enjoy having you around. So it's bullshit that you're sitting here talking about going part-timer. And this guy down here, let me tell you something about this guy down here. Without him, we wouldn't have had a show the last few weeks because I am too stupid to learn how to run the stuff. I could do it. I could learn it. I'm just too stupid to take the time to learn it. So you know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a good show tonight, and then we're going to talk to you about this whole part-timer thing. Probably not tonight because I've had a long day, and I'd really like to go to bed.
Yeah, I would too. Let's give Baron a round of applause though, man, because that guy, let me tell you something. That guy, whenever you have to rely on somebody, the Baron always comes through. He always comes through. And that's what I admire the most about you, Baron.
I'm here, ready, willing, and able.
Well, let's go ahead with introductions.
Ready, willing, and Gable.
Nice. First up, our neighborhood heel, a man with more wrestling knowledge in his pinky finger than Tony Khan could ever muster up with his toy figures, and the only guy that I know that pops bigger for Joel Gertner than any of us. And damn it, Chicago Max, you are our wise man. You can address him as Mr. Magius, but we call him the mighty Maximus Magius. It's been a long time since I've been able to say that. Max, how are you, bud?
Hey, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. It's been a long day, but these people over here wanted a show. Tonight, you're going to get a damn show.
Damn right.
Because I promised you a damn show. And I didn't tell you that my boy was going to be here tonight. So that's kind of on me, but I did that on purpose. If you read the Discord, you'll understand what I mean by I did that on purpose.
Yeah. Well, we're happy that you're here, Max. And next up, the person whose catchphrase is and will always be Baron, please.
Fourth Bunny.
Yeah, the one who gets higher than planes, hates AEW more than anyone that I know. And he has been the guy that's been running the show since I've been gone. He is the one, the only, the mighty Baron. Golfers clap. Baron, how are you, sir?
I haven't heard that applause in weeks. It feels great to hear that crowd out there reacting. Like,
love you, man.
I feel like Cody Rhodes walking out, you know. Dude, it's been great, man. We've been holding it down while you've been gone. Collaboration with Max, as always. There's no way we would even do this show without his stories and him fucking guiding it. I'm just a man that clicks the button. Super easy. Like I said, we miss you, part-timer. Glad to have you on the show.
I need to change.
You know, what we need a schedule. Your dates, kind of like Brock does. You know, he gives us 4 dates out of the year that he wants to come on to the show or whatever the case may be. What we need to do is build out the part-timer schedule so we know when Dizzy's coming and when we want him. You know, we want you every single week, but you keeping this part-timer tag around, you know, makes me worry that we won't see another few weeks here. Are we doing once a month? What we need to know what's going on, Dizzy. We miss you.
It depends. So here's what's going on. At the end of this month, close to the end of this month, I'm leaving Southern Illinois. I'm going back to St. Louis. I'm just moving stuff out. My whole rig is going to be taken down during the move. I don't know when I'll be able to put it back up, but as soon as I get it back up, then we can talk about me coming back as on a weekly basis. But for now, it's part-timer Dizzy, and you just got to deal with it.
I brought my own sound effects out since you've been gone.
Now, real quick, dear me, what is that smell? I feel something went and died over in the. Oh, that's just Styles. Never mind.
Styles in the cut.
Styles in the cut, baby. Styles, thank you again, man, for filling in for me while I was gone, and we certainly do appreciate you. And you are welcome on this program anytime you want, brother. Anytime you want.
But we're not moving to a day shift schedule, so figure it out.
Right, exactly. We have a whole mess of shit to talk about tonight. Of course, this past weekend, Elimination Chamber.
But before we get to do that, listen up. I haven't been able to do this much in a while because somebody's been a little pansy and hasn't been on the show, but he's still my best friend. And you people over there, you are going to give it up for the man with the golden voice, the man who came here tonight to present you with some entertainment. Give it up for Dizzy.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Max, what a great introduction there, bud. Appreciate you, man. Well, and thank you for tuning in tonight. We certainly do appreciate you. If you do like what you see tonight, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button that tells YouTube that you like what we're doing, and suggests our videos to more people. We have a whole mess of shit to talk about tonight. Of course, we have Elimination Chamber this past weekend. We're going to give you our predictions for NXT Stand and Deliver, and because that's this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's April 4th.
That's April 4th in Chesterfield, Missouri, and I'm looking to get tickets. I've done my research.
Are they expensive?
they're more expensive than they need to fucking be for an NXT show in Chesterfield
God.
at the factory, mind you.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah.
If anybody's been to the factory or know or familiar with it, it's not like the largest venues
Right.
ever. So it's going to be interesting how they have it laid out. I think front row, I see $700 a pop.
Damn.
It's not as expensive as a house show or PLE or anything along those lines with the main roster, but for an NXT show, it is not cheap. That's for sure.
Yeah, and it's crazy that this is going to be televised from the factory. I've never been to the factory. I've always wanted to go. I've heard it's a great venue, but I got to go go over there and check
it's
out.
a great concert venue where it's standing. They had the high-rise seats. It's good for a concert. I just don't know how it's going to flow. If you go look at the chart on like Ticketmaster for the factory for this show, the way they have it designed just looks absolutely weird. There's not too many seats for entrances. There's like a cutoff. It just looks really weird. Anyways, I do plan on going. I'm going to save up my pennies and hopefully I can make it out there.
Pennies are no longer valid currency, just for the record.
I mean, that's true.
They are until they run out.
Until they run out.
You can still use pennies.
Yeah. Yeah. But I hope I can go. I don't know what everything's gonna look like for me, but I hope I can go. So Baron, I hope I can go with you. But
keep me in the loop. Let's conversate about that. I definitely want to take our buddy Jay. Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
2 things real quick.
Yep.
So I looked it up, and yeah, April 4th. There's, as of right now, there is no premium live event pay-per-view in March except for Revolution, which, again, we know my opinion on the booking going on there. But I did find something that pissed me off. And I'm going to get more into this when we talk about the story about ESPN and WrestleMania 42 and that. But I'm getting a little sick of a certain somebody popping up in my news feed or finding out that he is the origin of something. He said that he suggested that WWE doesn't have confidence in NXT Stand and Deliver, and that's why it's not part of WrestleMania weekend. Well, listen, we can't all be paid shills for the Khan family, so your opinion means about jack shit to me, Uncle Dave.
Yeah, we'll get into that a little bit later on. The results of your Elimination Chamber, though. Rhea Ripley defeated Tiffany Stratton, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Kiana James, and Raquel Rodriguez in the Elimination Chamber for the Women's Championship at WrestleMania 42. AJ Lee defeated Becky Lynch for the Intercontinental Championship. CM Punk defeated Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship. And Randy Orton defeated LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, Javon Evans, Trick Williams, and Logan Paul in the Elimination Chamber for the undisputed shot at the undisputed WWE Championship at WrestleMania 42. We also need to give a special shout out to Penta for grabbing that IC title on Monday Night Raw, which was crazy. What are they going to do with Dominic Mysterio now? Is he going to go over to AAA or what? What do you think?
Dom could do whatever he wants. I think he's that special character. He doesn't need that belt. I made the prediction at Rumble. Max will remember this. I made the prediction that he was coming back, returning, and winning that Rumble. I think that's a miss on WWE part. And I know you guys are sick of hearing me bitch about AEW, but I'm also in the same boat with WWE currently with some of the booking decisions they made here recently. It's been a fucking cluster. But I will say Dom can do whatever he wants. He has that aura. He has that character. He doesn't need that title. I do think him and Penta are going to go back and forth for a little bit longer. So yeah.
One of those bookings
Well, let's be real. The only booking you care about in WWE is one that you say they got right, and that's who's going to the main event at WrestleMania for the women.
I mean, that was the obvious choice. We all picked it, right?
Right.
Flashback to Elimination Chamber. I made this prediction as well, and I think it was a miss on their part again. Raquel Rodriguez should have won that match, right? Snuck her way in to the match with Liv and Stephanie, finished out that story, and then you could have had another number one contender match where Rhea could have won and went on to face Jade or whoever the case may be, right? Like, there's some weird decisions that happened at EC that I wasn't a fan of. I know, I don't remember. Max, you're gonna have to give me our numbers, what we predicted on that, because I do not actually remember, and I don't think I did very well.
Well,
I am curious.
Looking at Elimination Chamber that I was not happy with, and we'll dive into that coming up here in just a few moments.
we actually tied 2-2. We got the singles matches right, Punk and AJ. And we went with Raquel and Cody to win the Elimination Chamber matches.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Wasn't a fan of a couple of those.
Right. Well, some big news that came out of WWE, especially The Undertaker. Demolition is officially headed to the WWE Hall of Fame, and now Axe and Smash are speaking out about what the honor means to them following the announcement that Bill Axe Eadie and Barry Smash Darso will be inducted as part of the class of 2026. A legendary tag team addressed the news during the appearance on the Edlo podcast. For Axe, the moment it says he hasn't fully sunk in yet. The two showed their gratitude to the WWE for the esteemed honor after decades of dominating the late 1980s tag team division, holding the WWF tag titles 3 times and setting a 478-day record reign. Axe and Smash are finally getting their official recognition. Now with WrestleMania 42 weekend approaching, Demolition's long-awaited Hall of Fame moment is locked in, and judging by the reactions, it's one they won't take lightly. They seemed very, very fortunate that The Undertaker reached out to them, and kind of looking forward to seeing them at WrestleMania 42. Speaking of WrestleMania 42, with just being 46 days away, most of the card is reportedly locked in. However, guys, according to Bodyslam.net, one SmackDown match still being actively discussed is Trick Williams versus Sami Zayn. Now, per the report, WWE sources have confirmed that the idea of Williams facing Zayn on the grand stage has been brought up internally. While nothing is officially confirmed, the match is said to be under serious consideration as the company finalizes remaining pieces of the WrestleMania lineup. Williams and Zayn have crossed paths multiple times, and since Trick was called up to the main roster, really, now aside from a house show match, their only televised in-ring interaction came when the undisputed WWE Championship #1 contender fatal 4-way. But guys, there's rumors that the WWE is seriously considering a heel run for Sami Zayn. I think it's about time, because I honestly, I've never been over on Sami Zayn. I've said that for a long time. I've never been over on the guy. I thought he was a decent heel, not a very good face, but I'm kind of interested in your thoughts. We'll start with Baron.
He's a better face than Bryan Danielson ever was.
God, no.
Not even fucking, not even close. Not even in the same stratosphere. No, absolutely not. I think Sami is one of the best storytellers in the ring that I have personally watched in quite some time. Daniel Bryan, great, don't get me wrong, but Sami also does it he brings a little bit of entertainment behind the scenes or backstage. And there's not too many people on that roster that could put people over like he can. Name a match where he has not ever put someone over. He puts someone over, whether he wins or loses every single match by just a storytelling in the ring. So it is great that he will, because I think Trick is that guy, right? So if this match does happen, I think it'll be great. It's just, of course, going to be one of those barn burner middle of the pack matches that doesn't get a lot of love, right? No, I stand by that. I stand by that cold-heartedly, Sean. I think Sammy is leaps and bounds better than Dan O'Brien, but nonetheless, I think it would be good for Trick Williams for being put over.
Max, I'm interested to hear your thoughts.
All right, real quick before I talk about Sammy, I said in the opening that I had something to say about Taker. I want to say that real quick. I'll be quick. 2 weeks ago, we did the show after he told AJ that AJ was going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, and Baron made the joke that maybe this is the new thing that Taker's going to be doing. And I think we now have the confirmation of that because he has informed literally everybody going into this year's Hall of Fame that they are going to be inducted. And honestly, I think that's a great idea. I love it. I mean, you keep The Undertaker involved, you keep him in the public eye, because how are you going to avoid people? They know he called Axe and Smash. I think this is great, and I love what they're doing. I enjoyed the vignettes, but I think I'm going to enjoy this more because I think this will be a lot more real. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I agree. I think it's you got to figure out a way to have the Undertaker on more than you can, right? I mean, like, it's the Undertaker, and he wants to be behind the scenes. He wants to do things for the talent. So, like, it is great. I'm just trying to remember. Did he do this last year? I don't think he did. Did he?
No, we did the vignettes last year, and we didn't do very many of them. So
it's so bad. I don't remember who got inducted to the Hall of Fame last year.
Triple H did a few of them, and then the rest of them were all vignettes.
Yeah, this is
who
great.
was the headline last year?
Who was inducted last year?
Who's like the big headline for the Hall of Fame? Because I actually cannot fucking remember.
Wasn't it Trips?
I think it was Trips, right?
I think.
I think it was Triple H.
Yep. Headliner Paul Triple H Levesque,
Yeah.
Michelle McCool, Lex Luger, and Natural Disasters. The inaugural immortal moment was Brett versus Stone Cold.
And the Legacy Wing, Kamala, Dory Funk Sr., and Ivan Koloff.
Yeah.
So we got one more inductee probably to this Hall of Fame, and the rest will be like
Legacy.
Whatever. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is good for the Undertaker.
And the Iconic. But yeah, I love this. WWE, this is one of the things that I fully support that you're doing now. This is great. Keep this up. Now, on to Sammy real quick.
Yep.
I love Sammy. And here's the thing.
Of course you do.
Even when he was a heel with the bloodline, he couldn't do it. They're sitting in the locker room, right? And he's like, he's not feeling very oozy tonight. But we're going to go to Waffle House after this, and we're going to fix him right. Come on. Even when he was supposed to be a heel, he couldn't quite be a heel. He was still a face. It's what the guy knows. He's best at being a face. And I am looking forward to what's going to happen. Now, that being said, it sounds like I'm seeing some rumors online that he's the attacker. If he is the attacker, then I don't think he's facing Trick at Mania. I think he's going to face probably Jey Uso because they'll have heat from the attack, of course, if he's the attacker. But they have some unresolved issues from back in the Bloodline days when Jey was the one that didn't trust him for how long? And even though it was Jey that trusted him first after everything that happened, they still have unresolved issues, something that never got dealt with. So whether he goes heel or not, I think we're going to see Sammy versus, I'm going to say, and Uso, because it may not be Jey. I don't know how long that they're putting Jey out for after the attack. So maybe it's Jimmy trying to get revenge for his brother.
Well, not long. He just came out and helped his brother last night on Raw. Right, so Jey and Jimmy are both in action, and they're still the tag team champions too, right? So not that they fucking have matches for the tag titles or promote it whatsoever. The tag division to me is just fucking. Does anybody care about it? I mean, like, I love tag team action, right? But it doesn't seem like the WWE is putting much effort and thought into Mania for the tag title, titles. So we could potentially get a big ladder match or some shit. But
I'm gonna be honest with you, Baron. I have been watching the WWE product since pre-Attitude Era, and even Vince started to sour on tag teams after the Attitude Era. And while he was running things up until Trips took over, tag teams didn't get as much love as they should have. And even when they brought it back a little bit and started to push it a little bit more, even then, it wasn't quite getting the love that it should. And it's been a while since we've gotten serious tag team title action on WrestleMania anyway. And I think that WWE's thoughts on tag teams, I think the women's tag titles say it all. When you have one set of titles for Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. And listen, I'd be okay with that if we were treating the men's tag titles the same way, and you only had one set of men's titles for all three shows. That's a problem for me. I think that tag teams should get a better shine than they do. I think they should be featured on WrestleMania, but I think we've been shown by the WWE that they just don't care enough to do it regularly. So I don't think we're going to see a tag title match on WrestleMania this year. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that's a buzzkill. Was that supposed to be Max's buzzkill moment?
You're the one that does the buzzkills. I was just spitting some facts.
No, you're totally right, and it's unfortunate, especially we were talking about Demolition there just a little bit ago. I mean that I've been watching wrestling pre-Attitude Era. Tag teams definitely got highlighted in the early ages of wrestling, and you had some of the Legion of Doom, Heart Foundation. I mean, like you had that core. I think we kind of did a lot of this mixed bullshit with wrestlers to create story that kind of fucked everything up. Yeah. And I think there should just be what troubled me is when Jimmy came out for his match last night, they labeled him as tag team champion, but he did not come out with his tag team belt. To me, that's just weird, and I'm not a huge fan of that kind of shit, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did cut it, because I don't think they've had a tag match or a tag team title match since they won that belt. I could be wrong.
I think, I've been watching pro wrestling since both pre-Attitude Era. And I mean, God, you have to think about all the tag teams that came out: the Bushwhackers, the Fabulous Freebirds, and the Midnight Express, Foundation. The Heart Foundation, the Rockers. I mean, the Hollywood Blondes. You have to think about all these tag teams. And then when we get into the Attitude Era, I agree. Vince kind of said, okay, we need to take a focus off of the tag team and start doing Intercontinental and United States and heavyweight and cruiserweight and all that shit. I don't know if they had a cruiserweight division. But
they did for a very short time. Yeah. But Attitude, to be fair, not to cut you off real quick, but like the Attitude Era did highlight tag team. You had some of the best tag team matches of all time.
You had
Edge and Christian, Hardy Boys,
Smoking Guns,
Dudley, Smoking Guns. So Jesus, okay, Dudley Boys. It's just weird, I'm not a fan of them not highlighting the tag team title. I love the tag team. I think that's a great concept. We just don't get enough love for it.
Yeah, I mean, techno team. Oh my God. So here's a question of the day. Would you want to see Trick Williams versus Sami Zayn at WrestleMania, or should the company go in a different direction for both stars? Let us know in the comments and sound off. Let's talk ESPN, because Max alluded to this earlier. WWE has already made it pretty clear they're not budging on this restricting WrestleMania watch party broadcasts within a 50-mile radius of Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Bars and venues hosting the host commercial streaming have reportedly been shut down, even though they're willing to pay licensing fees. Now, a new report suggests that the frustration isn't just coming from local businesses. According to a sports business journal, Blake Avignon, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. If it's not, I apologize. On March 3rd, ESPN isn't a fan of TKO's restrictions on nearby venue broadcasts. One source characterized the policy as a direct misstep. The reasoning: WrestleMania thrives on FOMO, or fear of missing out, and the blackout could be killing that effect instead of feeling it. So, guys, I'm going to start with you. Do you think ESPN is kicking themselves in the ass now with this addition to WWE in their lineup? Max, we'll start with you.
Listen. I don't think ticket sales were nearly as bad. I think Baron and I discussed this last week. Ticket sales weren't nearly as bad as it was being made out to be.
Right.
But I don't think that the right route is blacking out the local businesses. I don't think that's going to get the people in the area to buy more tickets. I don't. And I said this last week. I think that your best method is to work. I mean, the business already pays more money to get that pay-per-view. If you have never worked in a bar or restaurant that has that does stuff like that, where they show live events, pay-per-view or PLE or whatever the case may be, they already pay a premium price as a bar or restaurant, whether it be through Comcast or Dish or Direct or whatever the local company is near you. And then if you're adding a streaming service, for example, ESPN, they're charged a business rate on that, which is more than what people like us pay. And the reason for that is because even if I have 10 people in my bar, charging $3 a head to cover the subscription means that everything else you make for the night is profit if they're only paying the $30. So you charge extra. Pay-per-views typically ran a business rate of about $120, $150, at least at the bar that I worked at. And so I would guess that a streaming subscription that is designed for a bar setup or a restaurant setup is going to cost more than $30 to have in that bar so that people can watch the WWE events. So they're already paying a premium price to the streaming service, and you can charge something at the door. Or if I'm the WWE, I'm saying, okay, listen, you're paying for the streaming service. I get that, but you make a lot of money off of our product. You guys are right here around the arena. Can we work out some kind of deal? Not saying you give us the money, not saying WWE should say that, but work out something to where it's more fair for WWE who's trying to get the ticket sales. You know what I mean? Work out some kind of arrangement with the venues around where you're doing your show.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to just screw a business over just so that you can try and make ticket sales. But I don't think it was just, it was bad for some of those businesses in Chicago, because I looked it up, and if there was a blackout, apparently, even though I had heard that this may not have been an accurate story, but apparently some businesses did get blacked out. Work something out with them. Don't black them out. Work something out, because that's not right. In my opinion, not everybody can afford to get into the arena. We talked about that too. Ticket prices are a problem. But even then, sometimes your tickets sell out. I want to be able to watch it. Well, I'm right here. Let me go to this bar and watch it. Don't make me go out of my way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And, let's talk ticket prices real quick for Saturday's event. And these are the very cheapest that I could find. Over $200 in the nosebleeds. And for Saturday, or for Sunday rather, still about the same price. So just a little over $200, pushing 300. But, Baron, I don't believe a TKO ever blacked out any UFC fights. And I've been you and I both have been to plenty of bars that have seen UFC fights on the TV. Fuck, you go to B-dubs and you see TV fights for the UFC on their TVs.
Yeah, but they also have never had an issue with selling tickets, right? So,
well, then they need to bring the prices down.
Oh no, I mean, like that's not even a negotiable. Like that is, yes. Please bring the pricing down.
Yes.
The big thing that when we were looking at this last week or the week before, I don't remember when we talked about this. WWE is not having an issue selling these tickets. If people continue to buy these tickets week in, week out, they're never going to lower their pricing. Is the diehard wrestling fan going to these events like us? No, right? The casual,
because we can't afford it.
well, exactly, right? But the casual person that knows no different is going to these events and watching it and whatever the case may be, right? So it's if people are going to continue to buy these tickets, they're never going to lower the pricing, right? The whole blacking out of shows at these bars and stuff, I really have not seen any concrete information that actually truly happened. And I really find that hard to believe that it did happen. But nonetheless, we all know ticket prices need to go down dramatically.
I mean,
on everything.
Okay, baseball has blackouts, football, hockey, but there are ways to watch it even if you're in the blackout. If you have no way to watch WrestleMania 42 and you're within the 50-mile radius of the stadium or whatever, that's kind of bullshit. You can't go to your favorite bar. Let's say WrestleMania sells out. You can't go to your bar and have a beer and be able to watch WrestleMania. I mean, tickets are sky high and they'll still sell out for this show. I don't understand where the fucking people are getting this money. They're putting mortgages on their house to buy fucking WrestleMania tickets and shit. But this is one of those who pay the 25 to 30 bucks a month to watch the PLEs and save themselves the money. That's why they've paid for ESPN Plus. And if a bar is paying for ESPN Plus, I think that they should at least gain that fucking money. If they're not going to sell out the venue, if they're not going to sell out WrestleMania, you can at least get a little bit of relief from the people the bars that want to pay for the fucking licensing fees to show WrestleMania 42 both nights at their bar. You know?
Listen, this is a direct request. Green shirt guy, please reach out. We'd like to know how you afford these tickets because you're always right there front row center. In Saudi, you were on the other side. We get that. Yeah. But we want to know how you're always front row center, how you afford the flight and all that. Please reach out. We'd love to have you on to answer this question because we're so.
I was going to ask the same question to Big Money Sean in the chat. Is like, hey Sean, anytime you want to get us tickets for the show, we'd truly appreciate it. The thing is though, is like I'm kind of conflicted on this. Like I just don't. It's like whatever, right? Like if you're going to the bar to watch WWE PLE, you might want to reevaluate what's happening. I love wrestling more than the next person, right? But like,
I would rather host a house party.
Yeah, exactly. Wrestling is not a bar scene. A lot of people in bars don't go to watch wrestling. I know they have events. I know people go to do it. I was at Hot Shots a few months back and they had wrestling on. It was like not PLE wrestling. It was like old televised shit. And I thought it was cool, but nobody else in the place was watching it, right? I don't know. If people continue to buy the tickets, they're never going to lower the pricing. You got to revolt against these type of things to have them lower the pricing, make it more. I never understood this and I'm in pretty hardcore like corporate business aspects in my mind when it comes to money and margins and everything else. I don't understand the concept of more expensive things being more expensive and selling less than being less expensive and selling more, right? It just never makes sense.
I mean, you're putting a price so for a kid, and let's say my favorite wrestler is John Cena. I mean, initially they're putting a fucking a big price on the head of John Cena for me and my parents to afford tickets. If it were under Vince McMahon's reign, he would have made it more affordable for me to go see John Cena. But now it's a TKO reign, it's a Paul Levesque reign, and I can't even afford to fucking go see my favorite wrestler ever.
Listen, Dizzy, I just want to say, don't worry, because I hear the rumor that there is a chance that a certain evil former fuck that guy that ran the company may be about to work with the Saudis to buy it back.
Well, I don't know. We'll have to see. Okay. Let's rewind back to the Elimination Chamber. And before the Elimination Chamber, when we had this big box, right, that showed up on Monday Night Raw, it got shipped to SmackDown, and then it was time for the Elimination Chamber. And who did we get? Well, we all know who we got. A new update from Fightful Select, though, confirms that while Danhausen was expected to use his established name and gimmick in the WWE, there were internal pitches for possible changes before his Elimination Chamber debut. So according to WWE sources, the plan was pretty well always for him to keep the Danhausen name and the core presentation. However, that didn't mean there weren't creative conversations about adjusting elements of the character. The specific of those pitches weren't outlined, but they were mere fact that changes were floated around. The floated signals, at least, that the WWE was evaluating whether the full-time indie/AEW version of Danhausen would translate directly to their programming. And of course it didn't. Ultimately, the company moved forward with the familiar version, complete with the mystery crate revealed that had been planned since the box first appeared on Raw. Now, here's my thing. And I've been wanting to say this. I need to get this off my chest. First and foremost, I was never over on Danhausen when I watched AEW. When he was on AEW, I wasn't over on the guy. I don't give a fuck about him. Now that he's on WWE, I don't know what the company was trying to pull off with this debut. It was the most lackluster debut since the fucking gobbledygooker. Or even fucking Doink the Clown. The fans didn't give a shit. The commentators weren't that impressed, and I just don't understand what his purpose is there. Danhausen is known better in AEW. Every time he comes out, he gets a fucking pop in AEW. But if it was Chris Jericho that we previously wanted, the fans would have erupted. The roof would have come off the place. But because it was Danhausen, to me, it was fucking pointless. It was pointless. He didn't do anything. He just came out, Michael Cole teeth, and fucking left.
Here's my thing. We all knew Jericho wasn't showing up. So for the people that were online, I mean, Max pointed it out a lot throughout the weeks, right? I mean, he's still on the AEW roster. We knew he wasn't going to show up. I mean, did we want someone exciting to come out of that box? Yes, but I think also in the back of our heads, Max really alluded to this, that we knew is going to be a bust, right? Now, I agree. The crowd did not give a shit.
No, they didn't.
It was a very let down moment.
Yes, it was.
However, knowing who this person is and watching his promo on Monday Night Raw, he's gonna blow up in WWE. This is what WWE does with this entertainment value, right? He's funny. Anybody that's watching AEW, he is very funny. He's not great in the ring. He never will be. He is your R-Truth, but in a different light, right? I don't think he's going to be a massive star, but he's going to be one of those characters that has to build that audience with the crowd with WWE. Because, like I said, casual people are going to these events to watch these shows. The diehard wrestlers are not going to these events to watch it, to give him that pop, right? And you only know of someone like him unless you are a diehard fan that's watched AEW. I have hope that he's going to do good things in WWE. He's going to be entertaining. I can already tell you from the segment he had with Dom that he's going to be funny and he's going to show up maybe once or twice a week and kind of make you giggle. And that's his whole point of the character. Was his entrance stupid? Yeah, it was goofy, but it was meant to be goofy. But yeah, it's no Chris Jericho. We don't need all the old guys to come back at all the times in WWE. AEW did that, and you see how well that worked out for them.
But we don't need another comic relief, man. We got R-Truth, Max.
Yeah, but R-Truth is on SmackDown. So, real quick, I was wrong. I was not let down. I get that some of you were. And I'm going to be honest with you. Part of that is because you still hoped that it was going to be Chris Jericho. And that's why, hold on, that's why the crowd booed. Because they wanted it to be Jericho. And it wasn't. So they were upset about that. But if you listen on Raw, they were excited on Raw for him. They thought he was funny. They were laughing. They were getting loud. It's only because they felt let down that it wasn't Jericho. And I have been telling you guys for weeks, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but somebody has to say it.
I don't care that it wasn't. Let me just intervene here. I don't care that it wasn't Jericho. Triple H could have come out with a fucking sledgehammer and kicked off a new era. I'd have been happy with that.
No.
I mean,
no, we've done it already.
I mean, Vince McMahon could have popped out of the box, and even though I despise him, it would have been a lot better than fucking Danhausen. Come on.
Yes, but everything is subjective. And that's fine that you feel that way. But I loved it. I thought it was great. And I thought it was, knowing Danhausen's character as I do, and not just from AEW, because I really didn't watch a whole lot of AEW. You guys know this. You've been on this show with me. You hear how critical I am of AEW. I don't watch much. So I didn't really watch a lot of him on AEW. I saw some, but not a lot. But I knew who Danhausen was before he went to AEW. This was perfectly in tune with who he is. And this was, in my opinion, this was amazing. I loved this. And I'm not trying to tell you, you shouldn't have been let down. You're wrong to have been let down. Everything is subjective. And I get why you're let down. And I understand that. And I'm not saying that you're one of the ones that was booing because it wasn't Jericho. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that that's why a lot of the crowd that was there was booing. Because even though I have been telling people for weeks, Jericho is still under contract and will be until sometime late this year, you still have a segment of the wrestling fandom out there going, oh, it's got to be Jericho. Okay. For those of you out there that are not my typical chatters and my buddy Guy Incognito here, who is a good friend of mine, let me tell you this one more time. You are not going to see Jericho in a WW ring until at least late 2026, if then. I'm sorry. I want you all to be happy. I want you all to have Jericho back, but you're not getting him. I'm being the voice of reason. I'm being the voice of realistic right now. It's not happening.
And that's okay, but most of us don't want fucking Danhausen. They could have done a lot better. They could have brought back the fucking what's the tall guy called? The goofy bastard, I don't know what his name is. Khali, the great Khali. They could have brought the goddamn great Khali back, and I'd have been happier than fucking Danhausen.
I'm going to ask you this question in about a month and a half, and I almost will guarantee you've changed your mind on Danhausen. I get it. First sight, it's like, what the fuck is going on here? He brings entertainment value. You're going to see him every so often. But it's so bad in wrestling, especially with the news sites and everything else, when fans are let down because it wasn't Chris fucking Jericho in 2026. Talk about like being stuck in the past. Like, I never understood that. Will it be great when he does return for a final run? Yes, I will love it. But what WWE is lacking currently is who the fuck is carrying this company when CM Punk retires, when Roman Reigns retires, when Seth Rollins retires, when Cody Rhodes retires.
It's not Danhausen.
Well, I'm not saying it's going to be Danhausen, but I'm just saying you have to invest in the future instead of all these older people that are coming back all the fucking time. These four guys are going to retire in the next 5 years. Like, that's already submitted and guaranteed, right? So, I mean, not that I'm crazy about Danhausen, but he is funny. He'll be entertaining. I was expecting I think Max kind of drilled in my head that it was going to be Vince McMahon coming out of that bitch, and I was going to lose it. So I'm actually
what I meant by
extremely
letdown.
happy to see who came out of that.
I've been happy with the fucking boogeyman. I mean,
And Sean, I think what you meant is pooped. You would have pooped if it was Bastion Booger.
yeah. I just, I don't understand the connection with Danhausen. I don't get it. I mean, are we really that hard up to get former AEW stars in WWE? Whatever.
Well, I mean, we got Cody Rhodes, right?
Yeah,
And Cody Rhodes is a main eventer.
Can't
we
Cody
got
Rhodes
Penta,
is
who's
the
now an
number one
Intercontinental
guy. I
champion.
mean,
yeah, Danhausen will never be a fucking main eventer. Guarantee that.
And nobody's saying that he should be, but he is very entertaining, and you will come to be entertained by him because that's what he does. He entertains people, and he does a very good job.
I will buy you. I will buy you a burrito from. What the fuck is that place called?
The Shack.
Yes, okay. I literally couldn't think that. If you're not invested with him in a month, I'll buy you two. I will buy you 2 full meals.
Bet. All right.
2 full meals.
All
you
right.
pick whatever you want.
Because I
If you're not.
guarantee you, I am not going to be invested in Danhausen.
All right.
Like
All
it's
right. We're gonna shake
I'm
on
not
it right
invested
here.
in Sammy. I'm not invested in Sami Zayn.
We're gonna shake on it right here, live in front of all of our fans.
All right.
Hey, listen, I want to highlight this real quick.
You're too sweetie.
He's making a really good point. And I like Hobbs. I like Royce Keys. I think he's great, and I want to see good things for him. But how much of him have we seen since he came to WWE?
I think he's going through some internal stuff. He was just on the Stephanie McMahon podcast. But I really do believe this is going to be one of 2 competitors for Brock Lesnar at Mania. So I think they're going to have a good spot for him. At least I hope. This is my wishful thinking.
Unfortunately, the rumblings I'm hearing is it's probably going to be LA Knight.
I mean, okay, that's all right. LA can carry him. I mean, LA is a good. He can help him. He can.
And
help.
I hear LA Knight's losing.
That's okay. LA doesn't have to win every single time. He doesn't have to win over the new people because we're trying to put Royce Keys over.
No, against Brock Lesnar, not Royce.
No, Brock
Lesnar. Well, I mean, fuck, it's Brock Lesnar.
I look, they hyped up Brock Lesnar's WrestleMania stats, and I'm like, he's 6-6. One of those was The Undertaker. Don't get me wrong, but he's 6-6. This is nothing to be hype about. This is nothing to make this big of a deal about. And the way it sounds is they're looking to put him over on whoever he faces. The 2 main opponents that I am hearing are LA Knight, which I don't think is right. I don't think that's right to LA Knight to have Brock Lesnar beat him at WrestleMania, and Obafemi. And I feel like if you have him beat Obafemi, you destroy all the momentum that Obafemi brought with him when he came up from NXT. And I don't think that's right either. I think if Brock's just going to win, you may as well put him in a match with someone like Akira Tozawa, someone that it won't hurt to lose to Brock Lesnar.
Well, Oba's gonna have a pretty good run with Drew McIntyre. To be honest with you, that's gonna be one hell of a. That's gonna be a barn burner. That's gonna be a good one to watch. Let's talk some AEW. And if you haven't been keeping up on the news, Paramount recently purchased Warner Brothers Discovery, and that does include the live channels, TBS, TNT, and the like. To carry on with broadcasting. But during a recent discussion on Wrestling Observer Radio, I know it's Uncle Dave, he broke down what the proposed Paramount and Warner Brothers Discovery merger could mean for AEW. While much of the conversation centered around expanding streaming reach, one particular scenario stood out, and it directly involves the fate of Collision. The proposed merger would combine Pluto, Paramount Plus, HBO Max, BET Plus, and Discovery Plus into a single streaming platform that could reportedly reached around 200 million global subscribers. So on paper, it does sound like a win for combat sports properties under the umbrella. But Meltzer initially framed it as a positive for both UFC and the AEW. He explained that Paramount Plus sits roughly at 79 million worldwide subscribers, while HBO Max is in the 135, 140 million range, with the minimal overlap between the two audiences. In theory, he says that means more homes, more reach, more exposure, but then a red flag when executives discuss sports properties during the call. UFC was mentioned reportedly, but not AEW. But here's my question. How does Meltzer know the subscriber numbers of either HBO Max or Paramount Plus? Every time that Dynamite is on the air, HBO Max doesn't even tell us the viewers numbers of either Dynamite or Collision. So Dave, look, brother, I sincerely hope you see this video. Somebody in the chat, somebody watching this video later on, please clip this and send it to Uncle Dave. Stop pulling shit out of your ass. You fucking Mark. Stop it. You don't know the numbers. You just make up shit all the fucking time. Stop pulling shit out of your ass.
I think they do know the numbers. I just think they don't want to tell us the numbers because I think that
Uncle Dave doesn't know the fucking numbers. I guarantee you Uncle Dave doesn't know.
Listen, AEW is paying Uncle Dave to suck their dick, so I'm pretty sure they're telling him the numbers. But that's neither here nor there. Tony Khan has been telling us for the longest time, oh, HBO Max isn't really telling us the numbers for what we're getting on the streaming, which I think is really weird because I just Googled how many views does The Pit have? Now, if you don't know, The Pit is a TV show starring Noah Wiley where he's working in a Pittsburgh emergency room. Similar to ER. And this says that it averages approximately 12 million viewers per episode. So here's my question. How do we know how many viewers The Pit gets, but Tony Khan can't tell us how many views AEW is getting on HBO Max? Because
I would like all networks to do that. I think it would be fantastic, and I would think it would be great for people like us or critics that want to talk about this shit week to week to week to week to. Dude, TNA literally had 100,000 viewers for years. If they're still not getting that, less than, right? And that's still a very entertaining product, and it's good to watch, right? Wrestling is not what wrestling was back in the 90s, early 2000s. People are not invested into it. We put a lot of stock into the viewership. I'm not backing AEW on this whatsoever. I personally don't want to ever know about the viewership for even WWE. I think all it does is it dwindles down the product, and it really fucking makes the bookers and the producers scramble to do stupid shit like we're currently seeing because they're trying to get viewership, right? Does it matter to the networks? Yes, of course, it truly matters. But I'm not fascinated with all the viewerships. It kind of sucks sometimes.
TNA, and we're going to talk numbers for TNA since you brought that up. TNA, and because we know, right? So TNA, according to Programming Insider, Impact on February 26th drew 233,000 viewers on AMC with a 0.03 rating in the P 18 to 49 demographic. For comparison, the February 19th episode drew 233,000 viewers with a 0.05 rating in that same demographic, down by 0.02 in the demo. Now, they say these figures reflect only linear TV viewership on AMC, not streaming or digital viewership. We don't know anything about TNA Plus. But I say that to say this. Incognito has a great point. Paramount has a $7.7 billion exclusive deal with UFC for fighting sports And it does possibly mean the doom for AEW, because if AEW can't bring in the cash, if they're not going to be a cash cow, the UFC is going to have to be the cash cow, and then they're just going to write off AEW in the sunset. You know.
And look, I apologize for
and I'm sorry to bug. I'm sorry to bother you, or I'm sorry to jump in here again, but it's sad because competition is good. I mean, we all want competition, right? And
we want good competition.
We want good competition. No, TNA's not competition for WWE since they're working together. AEW is the only competition that WWE has, and they're really only compared to a TNA standard of competition. They're not going to beat the monster, the juggernaut of WWE, but competition is good. Go ahead, Max. I'm sorry.
I was going to apologize. I didn't mean to reroute this and make it about the numbers, but I just want to make this point real quick about that, and then I want to talk about what Guy said over here. It doesn't matter to me what the viewership numbers are. That doesn't affect whether I'm going to enjoy a product or not. I watch things that get bad reviews, get low ratings. I watch stuff like that all the time, and I enjoy it. The only reason that I care about AEW's HBO Max numbers is because they keep lying about it. That's where I have a problem. They're not telling us the numbers. We can't give you guys the numbers, but yet I have other things over here on the same service where they do have the numbers. So why are you lying? There's only one reason I can think of that you would lie about the numbers. If you were getting the views that Uncle Dave makes it sound like you're getting, you would want to brag about that. That's why I care about the numbers there. I don't.
Well, yeah, they bragged about everything else.
Yeah, I wouldn't care. Yeah, I wouldn't care if they weren't blatantly lying to cover something up with their numbers. That's my problem there.
Yeah.
Now, back to this. I want to talk about this. I have been saying since they first announced the Netflix deal with HBO and now the Paramount getting involved in it, that AEW is going to have a rough time. This right here, this is just proof of what I have been trying to say for a while now. Because even if Paramount gets in on this deal, and they have, Paramount has secured part of the rights here. Their deal is exclusive with UFC for fighting sports. So how does that benefit AEW's current contract? Basically, here's how I am looking at it. You're probably going to be able to stay on TNA and TBS. That's probably not going to be an issue. But your streaming portion of that, where are you going to go? You can't go to Netflix. WWE has the deal there. You can't go to Paramount. UFC has the deal there. Both are owned by TKO, so it'll be a conflict of interest. This is going to be a problem for AEW. And part of that is because Tony is not listening to what he's being told. We have been saying on this show for a very long time that you are having a problem pulling in the numbers. And now you've set yourself up for failure because, yeah, our deal is going to remain in place. Is it? Is it going to remain in place? Because it could violate another contract. So
at this point, I mean, AEW, if they can't get a streaming deal, they're going to have to put their content behind a paywall on YouTube, which is really going to fuck them in the end. Really,
you know what? I got an idea for you, Tony. We've talked quite a bit since ESPN was enacted for the WWE PLEs. So here's an idea. Here's a free idea for you to run with. WWE did something right years back, and then they went to Peacock instead. And that idea that they did right, Baron was on this show week in, week out, quoting that very thing. What was that you used to say on the show, Baron?
$9.99.
AEW, Tony Khan's daddy. Do what WWE did.
No.
Make an AEW app, make it $9.99 a month, and then WWE fans that feel priced out right now because of ESPN, Netflix, Paramount, and the cost of going to a live show may return to your product instead.
But Nobody's going to buy that app. Nobody's going to buy a subscription to that app. Why? Because the product fucking sucks.
I don't know. I might spend $9.99 for that product.
I mean, people are paying how much for these apps for WWE? I'm gonna be brutally honest here. I don't think WWE's product is any better than AEW's currently. I mean, okay, let me backtrack just a tad bit there. It is better, but I think they're getting to a point where their booking is more questionable than AEW's booking. Here's the thing we talk about all the time. I mean, we've been talking about it for over a year about AEW and their network deals. They're still on TV. Tony Khan, his father, are well worth close to probably 20 billion at this point. They can go get whatever network or create their own network, whatever they want to do to keep.
Oh God, don't do that. That'll be like a fucking another El Rey network in that.
But they can if they want to. If they get down to that, they could. They have zero issues with that. They have all the money in the world. I don't understand all of this bullshit with the network deals, whatever. They have been somewhere for the last year, 2 years with no problem. My internal beef is the booking. They got to do something with it.
Because you have the money does not mean you should start your own network. You have to before they even think about spinning off or launching this app that Max talked about. They do have to fix their booking. They have to fix their matches. They have to fix the backstage shit. Tony Khan has to fucking pull his head out of his ass or go into hibernation and let other people fucking run the show. He's got to, they have got to do so many things to fix their broken company. And I don't even know where to begin, but they cannot start something that they have no idea what to do. If they started this app, they would be fucking blind. They wouldn't know what to do.
They don't need to start an app.
What do you mean they don't need to start an app?
They have one.
Oh, the Honor Club. Okay, well.
And look, I got the price for the Honor Club in Barron. How much is it?
$9.99.
But I never even heard of the fucking Honor Club. Never. And Sean said the Honor Club too. I've never heard of the Honor Club. So maybe that would put more eyes on Ring of Honor then, and it would put more eyes on AEW.
And I think right there is part of the problem. Okay, you're messing up the booking over here in AEW. Why aren't you putting more eyes on Ring of Honor? And look, even with the mistakes WWE is making, every week they are putting eyes on NXT as well. And NXT it's lost something.
Yeah, tonight's episode was just terrible.
But in my opinion, that's something WWE is doing right. They're putting eyes on that. They talk about it on Raw and SmackDown. They talk about Evolve. And that's what you want to do. And I'm not seeing a whole lot out there going, hey, you should check out Ring of Honor. Maybe this is exactly what Tony needs. Push this, get eyes on Ring of Honor, and then you can start working on the stuff you're doing wrong on the main roster. And one more thing. I just got permission to tell you guys who exactly this is over here in the chat that we've been talking to all night. We've talked about him on the show before. A lot of times I will get opinions and information from him, and I trust most of what he says to me. The rest of it, well, I don't trust anybody 100%. That's just my nature. Guys, this is Bar.
Hey, Bar! What's going on, buddy? That's awesome, man. Welcome to the program, man. It's been awesome to have you on the show and have you watching us, man. Appreciate you. I don't know, man. I think that they got to do something, especially if their streaming deal is going. I mean, fuck, put it on Pluto. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. We'll just have to keep an eye on it.
Pluto's not a planet anymore. It's very sad.
Yeah, that's true. That's the show, guys. That is the show. And it was very good to be back in the driver's seat of things. I hope I didn't fuck it up too much.
I mean, there were a few missteps, but I'll fix it next week when I take back over.
Right. I have confidence in you because I will not be here next week.
I do want to thank. I don't know if it was Baron who put it there like he has been, or if you put it there this time, or if you just left it there. I want to thank you guys for leaving the Rob Reisen book in the description down below. If you have not bought this book yet, please click that link down there in the little box.
Yep.
Go over to Amazon, order this book. I promise you it is worth your time.
Yep, we will definitely leave it. We'll definitely leave it on there. Well, that is going to wrap it up for us, and it's been a while since I've done this too. Let's go ahead and give our socials, and we'll start with the Baron.
Find me on Twitter at Scumbag Jordan with 3. About fucking time they gave him the belt. That's all I'm going to say.
I know, right?
It's
I know.
way too long. We didn't talk about it enough tonight. We should have, but Penta deserves that belt. That man's fucking smile when he was holding that belt up was worth it all. Yeah, good for him.
Oh, Sean throwing
Love this guy.
He's a paid actor. Max pays him off his salary from the Ramblers.
Wow.
Look, I don't get a salary from the Ramblers. I can't afford to pay him. He says this stuff on his own. I love it though. I'll take it.
Yeah, there you go. Max, how can they follow you on socials, bud?
Listen, for the Baron, I just want to say something real quick. I knew as soon as Danhausen encountered Judgment Day backstage, and I said this, I messaged this right away. I knew the title was finally changing hands over to Penta. I knew Baron was finally going to get his wish, and Penta was going to get the title. Why? Because when Danhausen tried to touch the title, Dominic was rude, and what did Danhausen say? You are cursed. And I knew in that moment that was time for the title change. But if you want to find me, you can find me at Max Magius over on Twitter, or, find me on one of the other social media sites. You're smart people. You know where to find me. And if you want to join the Discord, I believe it's also down below down there.
Yeah. And if not, we'll put it in the show notes. You can also follow us all over the place. Facebook, Ramblers Unleashed. Make sure you hit the subscribe button here on YouTube. And hit that like button, too. That tells YouTube that you like what we're doing and suggests our videos to more people. You can follow us on X, too, at The Ramblers Pod. You can watch the show live there as well. Guys, this was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me back and letting me sit in the driver's seat, man. It was a good time.
Hey, listen, it was a very long day. I was exhausted. I had a plan put together. I just had to flesh it out. But thank you for picking up the reins tonight to keep me from having to expend the energy that I didn't really have left.
Got it.
So, but one last thing, you are cursed.
And that is gonna wrap it up for us. And until next time, please enjoy professional wrestling for what it is, and we'll be back here to talk about it next week. Deuces. Goodbye.
Thanks for tuning in to Ramblers Unleashed. Follow the show on social media, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and click the bell icon for notifications of upcoming episodes.